Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to my class, my online class for Science Year 5 today. Today we are going to learn a new topic which is the animals. Okay, this topic is under the theme Life Science, Science Hayat. For my students who still continue to participate in my online class, this is a recording session. I would like to thank you, and for those who viewed me, wherever you are, or whenever you are, wherever and whenever you are, I am so thankful for your support in participations. I also hope that you all achieve good success in your study, and I hope my video, my lesson, my recording of lesson helps you in understanding the topic very well. So today let's go on with a new topic, which is the animal. Okay, this is the front page of the topic. You can see here a poster or maybe a drawings of a lot of types of animals. You can see the bird feeding their young, and then the chameleon, and this monkey with its young, the scorpion, the tiger, and its cute little cubs. Ada juga di sebelah sini tiger. No, this is a lion trying to prey on the goat, and of course the biggest one here is the tiger, is the eagle. Why do I kept missing my words? Okay, kalau kamu tengok dekat sini, eagle ni ada ciri khas dia, ada special characteristics. So that is what we are going to learn today. Animals need to protect themselves to maintain the survival of their species. So, dia perlu melindungi diri dia untuk kemandirian spesies mereka. Okay, apa itu kemandirian spesies? The survival of animal species. So, do you know that animals have specific characteristic? The characteristic ialah ciri-ciri or traits and behaviors. Apa itu behaviors? Their action. Behaviors are action taken by the animals when they are facing uh, enemies or anything that is out of their comfort zone. So now let's go on to the first situation there. The birds are trying to eat the smaller animals. So the crab says, "It is not easy for you to attack me." Tidak mudah untuk kamu menyerang saya because I have big and sharp claws. I have big and sharp claws. Penyepit yang besar dan tajam. What about the horseshoe crab? Ni ialah belangkas. The horseshoe crab has hard shell. Dia ada hard shell. Hard shell ialah cangkerang yang keras. So it becomes the animal's protection. Dia menjadi sumber perlindungan kepada dia. Okay. This is what we call as the characteristic. Okay, now going on. Okay, so what is the meaning of survival of species? Survival of animal species is the ability for animal to maintain their species to avoid extinction. Kebolehan haiwan itu untuk mengekalkan agar hidup dan spesies dia tidak pupus. Understand? Okay, now let's go on. Let us discuss the characteristic possessed by the animals to protect themselves from enemies now. Okay, now the characteristic is what features or trait possessed by the animal yang dimiliki oleh haiwan itu. Okay, now you can see here this eagle, and then there are on the seashore. Kemudian the turtle is hunted by the eagle, but end up in vain because they are protected by the hard shells. The turtles, the crab, Ni the horseshoe crab and the snail here yang ada umang-umang di dalam dia ni, dia ada hard shell. Okay, so the hard shells melindungi mereka. Okay, now let's go on to the next characteristic, which is the venom, the stings that can release venom. Alright, we can see here the bees, the centipede and the wasp. Dia orang ni ada satu ciri istimewa. Their characteristic is they can sting to release venom. Okay, so the venom will hurt or kill the enemies. Dia akan mencederakan ataupun membunuh musuh mereka. Is there other animals with the similar characteristic? Of course, like snake, what else? Banyak lagi kan haiwan yang mempunyai venom ini yang berbahaya kepada manusia dan juga musuh. And then the third characteristic is the smell, the bad smell. Bad smell. Which animal have this characteristic? The bed bug, pepijat, beetle, kumbang, and cockroach, lipas. What is purpose for having the bad smell? This is to scare the enemies to not to come near them. So musuh pun tidak suka datang dekat dengan haiwan-haiwan ini. And then some animal has patterns on their body or body parts that resembles the fake eyes, seperti moth and butterflies. So rama-rama ni dan butterfly adalah kupu-kupu. Mereka tu boleh menyelamatkan diri mereka daripada musuh by deceiving their enemies. Dia menipu ataupun bukan menipu, dia memperdayakan musuh mereka. Understand? Okay, now next characteristic is hard scale. Sisik yang keras on the crocodile and arapaima fish. Arapaima fish ni ialah a rare species of fish. Dan they are so expensive. So they protect themselves from injuries with the presence of the hard skills. Okay, now let's go on to the next page, which is the strong leg muscles. Okay, you can see here the leg of the muscles and the rabbit are so strong that they help them to move fast. Jadi they are capable to escape from their enemies. That's go the same as the frog, where the back leg yang dia di belakang ni, kaki dia dan di belakang are so long and strong. They can leap over to far points yang boleh pergi lompat jauh-jauh supaya dapat menyelamatkan diri mereka. Okay, we go on. The sharp horns. Apa yang dibuat dengan sharp horns ni? Siapa yang ada dia? The deer, the buffalo and the goat. So, goat seladang. Haiwan seladang. These horns are used for self-defense. Ini adalah untuk perlindungan diri mereka. Jadi kalau ada musuh datang, ini adalah senjata mereka. Some animals such as buffaloes, rhinoceros and elephants have thick and hard skin. Why do they have thick and hard skin? Kulit yang tebal dan keras. Because they are big animals. Whenever they are prey or become the victim by any enemies, so they cannot really run away. If you look at animal documentary in television, sometimes even though they try to run away, they are still being caught by the enemies like tiger ke cheetah ke kan. So they cannot really run away. So this thick and hard skin help them to stay alive for longer time. Jadi bila dah kena tangkap tu, sekurang-kurangnya sukarlah untuk the enemies to eat them. Okay, that is the characteristic. But what about the behaviors taken by the animals if they are facing enemies? So first, the first animal here is the porcupine. Porcupine will run into their burrows when they are attacked. Bila dia sudah diserang musuh ataupun dirasa terancam, they will try to run away first. But if they fail to escape, the porcupine will raise the sharp spines on their bodies. Dia ada duri-duri yang tajam pada badan mereka. So, duri inilah yang akan menyelamatkan mereka di mana it will pierce with those sharp spines on the enemies. Jadi, haiwan-haiwan yang cuba untuk makan dia akan terkena dia punya duri tajam ni di belakang. Dia kata sebenarnya the porcupine spines, duri-duri tajam tu sebenarnya bukanlah duri sebenar. Dia adalah quills ataupun hard prickly quills. Mereka adalah bulu, tetapi bulu tu keras dan tajam. Understand? Ini adalah special karakteristik dan digunakan mereka sebagai behavior to protect themselves from enemies. Okay, now dia kata the spine can stick on the skin of enemies if you touch them. Okay, so next, what about the pufferfish or ikan buntal? Kita nampak macam comel saja. But what happened actually? They actually inflate their bodies whenever they are threatened, and their bodies have sharp spines. Okay, bodies have sharp spines and they can inflate their body. Jadi dia buat kembang badan dia jadi susah untuk musuh cuba untuk makan dia. Dan pada masa yang sama, duri-duri yang pada badan dia pun will make it difficult for the enemies to eat them. So, besides that, they also are poisonous. Dia ada racun dalam bahagian-bahagian tertentu di badan dia. It is said here, pufferfish they are poisonous and have sharp spines. However, the pufferfish still become prey. Masih juga menjadi buruan orang, menjadi buruan haiwan-haiwan lain. Kamu rasa kenapa? Adakah sebab dia tu comel? Tidak. Satunya boleh jadi perhaps they are slow in their movement. Sebab dia kecil nak berenang, tapi bila dia sudah mengembang, lagilah susah untuk dia berenang kan. And then the human interest jugalah, which is they prefer exotic food. So bila dia makan ikan-ikan yang berbeza ni, yang unik ni, dia kira sebagai exotic food. So they like it to eat those with the sharp spines. Jadi dia orang suka. And especially from what I have read di Jepun ataupun maybe certain countries, and I've heard some also in our country, some parts in our country also, they got people eating this kind of fish because they know how to take away or get rid of the poisonous part from the pufferfish. Jadi dia orang tahu macam mana nak membuang racun tu, jadi dia orang pandai untuk makan. But I think as for our meal, I think there's a lot of other kind of fishes to be eaten. Tak payahlah pergi makan ikan ni, saya rasa. Pergilah makan ikan lain. Banyak lagi di kedai kan. Alright, what about the lizard and octopus? These animals carried out the behavior by detaching parts of their bodies when they are threatened or attacked. So the lizard here, they detach its tail to confuse or distract their enemies. So enemies jadi rasa keliru. Mana nak makan ni? Jadi dua-dua pun tak dapat kadang-kadang tu. Akhirnya dapat tangkap ekor sahaja ataupun dua-dua tak dapat makan. Sebab mereka berjaya mengelirukan musuh mereka. Same goes to the octopus. They confuse their enemies by detaching their what do we call that? Is it not? It tentacle kan? Dia kelirukan musuh dia bila dia putuskan tentacle dia, jadi musuh pun mana satu ni yang sebenarnya sotong ni. Jadi musuh pun tak dapat tangkap. And then they also come out with a black ink, and they spurt out the black ink to make the situation much harder for the enemies to catch them. Jadi they take the opportunity to run away or swim away quickly to save themselves. Okay, faham? Okay, now next page. What about the enemies that they are born with a hard shell and hard skill. So turtle, tortoise, some call it tortoise. I don't know. The tortoise will withdraw parts of the body into the shell. They withdraw parts of their body into the shell when they are in danger. And so same goes at the pangolin. They will curl themselves up. Okay, withdraw parts of their body into the shell and curl up their body. So why do they need to do that? Because their body parts actually are soft, so they are easily injured. So they take action by hiding their body parts which are easily injured by covering it into their a shell or the hard skill. Same goes to the millipede here. Yeah, the millipede also roll themselves up when they are in danger. Jadi kamu sentuh dia, dia pun gulung-gulung badan dia. Okay. What about the elephants and the ants? The elephants and the ants live in groups so that they can protect each other of their group member. Jadi dia boleh melindungi anak, melindungi diri dan melindungi ahli-ahli rakan-rakan dalam kumpulan mereka. Jadi mereka pun selamatlah dengan cara ini daripada enemies. Okay, next we go on with the on how the animals protect themselves from extreme weather, whether it is a very cold situation or climate or very hot climate. Okay, weather or climate. So extreme weather ni antara dua sama ada dia cold or hot, very hot or very cold. Now, the polar bears have the characteristic of this one, thick fur. Dia ada bulu yang tebal. The thick fur will trap its body heat to keep them warm. Jadi badan dia terasa hangat kerana ada bulu yang tebal yang membantu memerangkap haba. And they also have behavior which is they will hibernate to reduce movement and prevent themselves from losing energy. Okay, saya nak ni. Okay, bila mereka tidur, mereka akan kurang bergerak. Jadi bila kurang bergerak, they use lesser energy. So bila lesser energy is used, they can reduce hunger, no need to find food and all. Understand? Okay, so hibernation tu tak sama dan dengan tidur yang dijalankan oleh manusia. Dia adalah tidur yang lama. Hibernation is a condition where certain animals become inactive and sleep throughout the winter. Sepanjang musim sejuk tu dia tidur. Jadi kamu bayanglah kalau musim sejuk tu 1 bulan, 1 bulan lah dia tidur. What about the penguin? The penguin have feathers, but their feathers, feathers are short and dense. Apa maksudnya? Pendek, short and dense. Maksudnya tebal. Dia punya bulu tu tebal dan pendek. This will make their body become waterproof lah. So the body covering is waterproof. Jadi dia orang tak mudah basah. Jadi dia orang tak cepat sejuk lah. Dan ini juga akan menjadi as thermal insulator. Apa tu thermal insulator? Penebat haba, which is yang menghalang badan mereka daripada kehilangan haba. Okay, next. How do the thick layers of fat and fur of animals in the polar region help them to maintain their body temperature. Okay, so jawapan dia macam dekat sini juga. The thick layers and the the thick layers of fat and fur becomes the thermal insulator, preventing them from losing heat. Preventing them from losing heat. Jadi dia kurang kehilangan haba. Walruses and sea lion. Walrus ni yang ada gigi panjang ni. Sea lion have small earlobes. Telinga dia kecil. Kenapa pula telinga kena kecil? Okay, this is to reduce heat loss from their body. Jadi badan mereka ni sudah ada haba. Jadi telinga yang kecil akan mengurangkan kehilangan haba. Jadi haba yang terkeluar adalah sedikit. Jadi badan mereka akan kekal hangat. They also have thick layers of fat. Apa kegunaan thick layers of fat tadi? Thermal insulator. Okay, next, let's go on to another behavior done by some kind of animal, which is the migration. What is a migration? Migration ialah moving to another place. Whales and some species of bird migrate across continents and oceans to avoid cold weather. Dia tak mau duduk di tempat yang sejuk. Okay. So kita tengok dekat sini dalam peta ni, ni di atas ni. Kemudian dari utara mereka turun kepada negara kita ni. Dekat sinilah negara kita. Dia singgah sebentar. Nanti bila dah cukup rehat, dia akan turun lagi pergi ke Australia continent untuk mencari tempat yang panas, to find warmer places or region. Okay, kamu tengok dekat sini. Dekat mana tempat dia singgah? Kuala Gula Bird Sanctuary in Perak. So, what are the type of animal, what type of birds are there? Dia adalah milky stork, lesser adjutant and sandpiper. Ni adalah contoh-contoh burung yang suka berpindah-pindah ini daripada utara pergi ke selatan. Bila musim sejuk melanda. Sama juga dengan whale. Do you think they like cold or hot climate? Hot region or cold region? Dia orang pun sebenarnya sukakan tempat yang lebih panas. Tengok dekat bawah sini dia kata by winter whales, okay, I like to highlight the winter. Whales will migrate to warmer seas. Dia pergi ke tempat yang panas untuk mereka membiak, breed, and they will find a place for them to breed and find food. Jadi mereka pergi ke tempat yang panas supaya mereka ada tempat untuk membiak dan juga mencari makanan. Understand? Okay, now let's go on. Ada kerbau-kerbau ni. Seronoknya diorang ni mandi lumpur ni macam seronok je. Tapi bukan sengaja-sengaja diorang buat macam ni. They actually wallowing. Okay, diorang sedang berendam in the mud or the water to cool their body temperature. And at the same time, this action can avoid insect bites and parasites. Rupa-rupanya diorang pergi mandi tu sebenarnya. Diorang mandi, jadi bila diorang sudah dalam lumpur tu, serangga-serangga dan parasite sukar untuk hinggap pada badan mereka. Apakah contoh-contoh serangga tu? Contohnya kutu ke, contohlah kumbang ke. And parasite tu macam slug, worm, macam itu yang suka menghisap darah. Okay. Jadi mereka pun akan kekal sihat lah sebab badan mereka tidak ada parasite. Okay, now same goes to the hippopotamus. They wallow themselves to control their body temperature in hot weather. So you can see here, dia berendam main-main air ni sama dengan gajah ni. They also wallow in the mud or water. Why? They are to control their body temperature, and at the same time, this help them to prevent skin diseases. Jadi mereka tidak terkena penyakit kulit dan tidak digigit oleh horse flies, oleh haiwan yang suka hisap darah ni. Salah satu nama dia horse flies. Nama dia. Bukan lalat kuda nama dia. Okay, so nama English dia ialah horse flies. Jadi kalau dia tidak digigit, kulit dia sihat. Jadi dia pun bersih. Manusia macam tu tak agak-agaknya. Kalau malas mandi during PDPR ni, dengar-dengarnya ada yang tak suka mandi. Mentang-mentang sekolah tak perlu pergi sekolah lagi, jadi tak nak mandi, tak nak bangun bersiap diri. Tak naklah macam tu. Kita membersihkan diri setiap hari. Kalau boleh mandi, bersih-bersih supaya badan kita sihat selamanya. Okay, there are also animals living in hot weather and hot region. Macam ini, seperti 3 ekor ni. So, apa yang dia ada? Okay, the camel have hump. Okay, hump dia. Bonggol. Hump ini is a storage for fat. Fat. Kenapa kena simpan lemak? Kenapa nak simpan lemak dekat dalam badan dia, dekat dalam bonggol? Bila makanan sudah tiada, sudah tidak ada air tumbuhan di padang pasir, isn't it? So they cannot consume anything. But the fat will be burned into energy. Jadi bolehlah dia bertahan dengan lebih lama. Faham? Itu tujuan dia. Jadi dia simpan di belakang tu, nanti bila ada masa kecemasan, dia akan gunakan untuk membekalkan tenaga. Okay, so how about these two animals, desert rat and desert fox? Musang di gurun ni dengan tikus di gurun. Can you look at their ears? Can you see it? Their large earlobes. Kenapa terlalu besar ni? Sampai macam ni nak suruh cute ke? Bukan itu saja, memang cute lah kan? It is actually to help them to release more heat. Jadi telinga dia besar supaya badan dia cepat-cepat membebaskan haba keluar. Jadi badan dia kurang rasa panas. Tadi kalau telinga kecil seperti walrus, seperti sea lion, supaya telinga dia kecil kan? Kenapa? Supaya haba tu tidak terbebas banyak-banyak. But for this animal, telinga dia besar supaya haba cepat-cepat keluar. Jadi dia pun rasa kurang panas dalam badan dia. Understand? So that is all for our lesson for now. For this part of lesson, part of recording, I'm sorry. We will continue on to discuss and go in detail about how animals protect their eggs and young, anak-anak mereka dan juga telur mereka. Okay, please continue with my lesson. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum.